some odd things going on in New England right now. And so for that, we wanted to bring in an expert. That's why we turned to Ben Volin, Patriots reporter for the Boston Globe. Ben, how you doing, man?
Doing great, guys. And before we get started, I was watching that Adam Sandler basketball scout movie the other day, and I just want to say there was one performance in particular, really inspiring acting and just really encouraging and uplifting, and just a tremendous performance all the way around by this one guy who played this reporter. I can't quite remember.
No, Ben, you're not going to believe this because I was so effective as that reporter. That was me. That was Andrew Perloff.
Can you believe it?
Oh, my goodness.
No. Wow. I know. The acting, and I think, you're a reporter. You know what it's like. You just thought that was some random report. No, it was me acting.
I thought it was Woodward and Bernstein, frankly. It was just tremendous.
Woodward and Bernstein? There was only one person asking a question, but no, actually, Anthony Gargano was there, so there was he. I don't know who was Woodward. Yeah. It
was reporter number 2, Ben. I agree with you.
Wait, Ben,
Oscar worthy.
Ben, did you sneak your way into 80 for Brady, at least?
No. Sneak your way. That's a funny pun because of the whole sneaking into the locker room and stealing the Super Bowl jersey.
Oh.
but no, they did not cast me. Maybe next time for Tom Brady. I don't know.
Man, I had forgotten about that international incident where someone got Brady's jersey in Mexico City, right? Oh my God.
Where were you that day, Ben? I don't want to say. Did they ever catch the guy? They did, didn't they?
I think they did. Ben, let's fast forward to current times now, because to be honest, say what you about the Patriots lately, but on the outside, this is one of the more stable, if not the most stable franchise. A couple blips here and there, but a stable franchise over the last 20 years. But now this transition time makes me think things are a little bit different. You wrote today that Belichick could be coaching for his job. Can you flesh that out?
Yeah, I would say the seat is officially hot for Bill Belichick in 2023, and that's my clear takeaway from listening to Robert Kraft at the NFL owners meetings in Phoenix this week.
Wow.
Robert Kraft kind of laid it all out. He expects the playoffs. He expects to have a good draft. He loves Gerard Mayo, who was given a promotion this year, and Kraft thinks the world of him and said he's going to do whatever it takes to keep him around long term, and he's going to be a head coach one day. So it's like Bill Belichick is staring his replacement in the face on his staff right now with Gerard Mayo. And, look, if they make the playoffs this year and Mac Jones shows some improvement, no problems whatsoever for Kraft and Belichick. The whole issue is Belichick is 18 wins from tying Don Shula's all-time record. And Kraft, to his credit, was like, look, sure, it'd be great if he got the record, but we don't chase stats around here. This is the Patriots. We're about championships. And I thought that was a good answer by him, because he's right. Ever since Belichick showed up in 2000, Belichick said it himself, stats are for losers. So, it's not a lifetime appointment for Bill Belichick. If they go 6-11, 7-10, maybe even 8-9, Kraft's going to have some very tough decisions. And people around Belichick, some of his confidants, his friends, are worried that this could be his final year, that Kraft's not going to let Belichick go out on his own terms. So I definitely think there's a lot of pressure on Bill Belichick to succeed in 2023.
Ben, is part of this go back to the fact that it seemed like the organization chose Belichick over Brady? Is Kraft, in a way, do you think it's possible he looks back on that and said, maybe I made the wrong choice? Or is there any ill feelings back to that period from a couple years ago? Or is this totally a new thing?
So I don't know if he thinks he made the wrong choice, that he should have it had to be one or the other, and he should have picked Brady. But I think he does regret letting Brady go, because he still had 3 very good to elite seasons left in Tampa after he left New England. So I think, and it's not like the Patriots had a good succession plan. They moved to Cam Newton and then Mac Jones, and who knows if they've gotten it right so far. So I definitely think Kraft has regrets that he let Brady go and they couldn't find a way to keep him there. I just think Kraft is getting tired of waiting around like the rest of Patriots fans. It's been 3 years now since Tom Brady. 2 of those 3 seasons, they missed the playoffs. Last year, putting Matt Patricia in charge of the offense, everyone's like, what are you doing? And it was as bad as everyone expected. And so now Kraft is taking control a little bit and bringing in Bill O'Brien and giving a little bit more of an ultimatum to Bill Belichick. We got to make the playoffs now. It's time. We're the Patriots. This doesn't happen to us. So there is a lot of urgency, and this is a big year. It's a big year for Belichick. It's a big year for Mac Jones. They got him, Bill O'Brien now. I think they got a little bit better with Juju Smith-Schuster and Mike Gesicki. So the coach and the quarterback are definitely under the microscope to perform in 2023.
Ben Volin is our guest. He's a Patriots reporter for the Boston Globe. It's funny because we found out from Robert Kraft that he got a text message from the rapper Meek Mill about Lamar Jackson, and ultimately Kraft said that's Bill's decision. Ben, is that Bill's decision? Is it Belichick's decision, or could Robert Kraft get involved here if he wants Lamar Jackson?
I mean, I love Robert Kraft for telling us about that text message. It felt like a Mad Lib. Like Meek Mill says Lamar Jackson wants to be a Patriot. It was just kind of, out of left field. But obviously it's an ownership decision. Bill Belichick can't authorize a $200 million contract and giving up multiple first-round picks or whatever. So I think Kraft was just trying to make it look like, well, Belichick's still in charge. I don't make the football decisions. It's all him. But that's obviously an ownership decision. And I would be really shocked if the Patriots made the move. Not that Lamar Jackson isn't a clear upgrade over Mac Jones, which I definitely think he is, but Mac Jones is so cheap this year. He's costing the Patriots $2 million. Bailey Zappi is league minimum $870,000. So for under $3 million, you have two quarterbacks. Or you could go out and pay $200 million to Lamar Jackson and give up multiple first-round picks and have to change your entire offense and bring in a guy that you don't know. And it's a lot to ask of a team to do all that. So I would really be shocked if the Patriots gave up on Mac Jones, just because I think he's cheap enough, and you might be better off seeing if you can surround him with better talent, like what the Dolphins did with Tua. Like, I don't know if Tua is the best quarterback, but they've put talent around him. Now the Patriots still need to put better talent around Mac Jones, but he's so affordable that I think it's worth taking another shot with him this year.
And Ben, are we sure it's going to be Mac Jones and not Bailey Zappi next year?
So that's a good question, and I think that's a possibility. Like, Bill Belichick isn't going to, just like how Bill Belichick doesn't have lifetime tenure as head coach, I don't think Mac Jones has tenure at starting quarterback, and it'll be interesting. It's not starting over with a new offense with Bill O'Brien, but it is in a sense. It's a new coach, and he's going to be teaching them the system. And so, if it's close, it's going to be Mac. But if Bailey Zappi has a much better camp, I would not be surprised to see Belichick go in that direction. It's a big year for everyone, and I don't think Belichick's going to sit around waiting for Mac Jones to get aboard the program if that's what it takes. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I could see a scenario where Bailey Zappi, if not beats him out for week one, does get Mac Jones could get maybe a hook early in the season if things aren't starting out well.
Ben Volin is our guest. He's a Patriots supporter for the Boston Globe. Ben, I got to be honest, is a playoff mandate really fair considering what this offense looks like? I mean, the defense is good, but you're asking for a playoff mandate in the AFC, which is stacked. The AFC East is really good. And you mentioned Juju Smith-Schuster and Gesicki, but I mean, that's not Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Like, this is it feels like some of the other teams are maybe in a bit of a different weight class. Is it fair to put a playoff mandate on the Patriots?
I mean, I think it is, just because, if you're Robert Kraft, you're not in it for participation trophies. And
right.
Look, I know they're probably fourth in the AFC East right now behind, they're going to have 2 games against Aaron Rodgers most likely, and 2 games against Josh Allen, and 2 games against the Dolphins. So it's definitely a very difficult division. But if Mac Jones can play, and if Bill O'Brien's a good coach, I mean, the Patriots were still right there, as dysfunctional as their offense was last year. They were 8-9, and if Jacoby Myers doesn't throw that crazy lateral against the Raiders, I mean, who knows? Maybe they're in the playoffs.
The pitchy doo-doo.
Yeah. So, they're not, and they made the playoffs in Mac Jones' rookie year. So it's not like they were that far off. So, yeah, I do think it's fair. And, Robert Kraft is right. This is the Patriots. Like, this is not what the standard is in Foxborough.
Ben, you want to get in? We have a show bet, Maggie and I.
Yep.
So Maggie, of course, is a Bills fan, and she is deeply haunted by Bill Belichick.
Terrified.
But I look at the landscape that you just described. I bet her that Bill Belichick will not make the playoffs again as the Patriots coach. What do you think?
I like where you're leaning right now. I do think, unless the Patriots they need a number one receiver. They've got to get one more elite weapon for Mac Jones. So maybe that's like a draft day trade for Jerry Jeudy, something like that. If they can do that, I like them to be a competitive team this year. If this is what they've got, if the big move was getting Juju Smith-Schuster and Mike Gesicki, yeah, it's the same team. It's, a middling team, 7, 8, 9 wins, maybe sneak into the playoffs, but not going to be a real contender. And to what we were saying before, I think if they do go 8 and 9, this might be the last season for Belichick. So Andrew, you're not too far off there. We very well might have seen the last postseason game for Bill Belichick.
Man, how crazy would it be if they fire Belichick and then he breaks Don Shula's record, like with the Titans or like the Saints or something? That'd be so weird. Ben, last one for me. I don't know if you're still on the Brady beat, but he's been posting some very interesting photos from a beach football game. A lot of shirtless guys on the beach. Are you still ruling out, because you were out in front on this, you get the full credit about the Dolphins and trying to meet with Brady and all the stuff they got docked a first-round draft pick for the tampering. Do you think that the Dolphins and Brady, is the door 100% closed on that?
I don't think it's 100% closed. What if Tua gets hurt in training camp or early in the season? I am not closing the door on Tom Brady returning. He's having fun in the sun right now and getting his life back in order after a rough year. But, man, what's he going to feel like come August when training camp starts and he's missing out? There's going to be some serious FOMO there. Even he doesn't know how he's going to react because he hasn't been through it yet. And we've seen it time and again with guys, and I feel like especially him, whose whole life has revolved around football. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but he's got all his guys together, Edelman, Gronk, Amendola. Who's to say they're not running a few routes together and just, keeping sharp just in case. So, I think Miami, and I still think the Niners, look, they're dancing dangerously with Sam Darnold, Brock Purdy with coming back from the surgery, Trey Lance. I don't know. They're really counting on Brock Purdy, being back to himself and playing well despite not having much of an offseason. That's a Super Bowl roster. So I still think the Niners could, shine the bat signal into the sky at some point and say, Tom, we need you to come rescue our Super Bowl season. So I am not ruling anything out until the Super Bowl kicks off and Brady's, not on a roster at that point.
Ben, did you notice that Tom Brady was in great shape? Now I feel like he's in better shape now than he was during, he's all about pliability. He's doing the different kind of weightlifting now. I think he's just trying to look good for Giselle in these photos. I think that's what this is about, not getting to the Dolphins. What do you think of that theory?
That he's just trying to, make her jealous a little bit.
Yeah, midlife crisis. I think that you're going to see super ripped, handsome Tom Brady driving sports cars, looking good all over Miami. I don't know. Maybe this is my own fantasy.
I don't think you're too far off there.
I mean, you and I, we're both muscular guys. We'll go shirtless on the beach, right, Ben? So
sports car through South Beach. That's off.
Yeah, that's
it's the vibe you give off. I'm not gonna lie. I know.
Pretty much like Gronk and Brady.
Yeah, no, same guys. Keep going with that. Ben, can't tell you how much we appreciate this. Thank you so much. Good luck with the draft in the next couple weeks, and we'll catch up soon.